And remove it for our national anthem. Let's play some baseball.
And a pleasant good evening to you and yours, and welcome to the campus of Eau Gallie High School, where tonight, for the first time in 29 years, the Eau Gallie Commodores have a chance to reach the Florida High School Athletic Association's baseball Final Four. Good evening, everybody. I'm Alan Slaughterzinski, joined alongside my partner, Caleb Brown, and the Commodores come in tonight seemingly just destined to reach Fort Myers. But there is one caveat to that, and they are the new Smyrna Beach Cudas. Now, on the surface, you look at the Cudas and you say, well, Alan, that's a 10-15 team that won 6 games during the regular season. We should blow them out tonight. Well, let me just tell you this. The number 1 seed in 5A Region 3 thought the same thing the other night. The Rockledge Raiders thought the same thing in the first round. So the Eau Gallie Commodores tonight cannot, under any circumstances, look past this upstart team that has visions of reaching Fort Myers themselves. On the hill tonight for the Eau Gallie Commodores is the senior, Hunter Leach. Let's give you the lineup for the new Smyrna Beach Cudas, who once again come in with a record of 10-15. Leading off and playing shortstop, Matthew Graham. Batting second, and the young man that got the big game-winning hit the other night against Lake Minneola, first baseman Tyler West. Batting third and playing third, Dylan Schwartz. Batting fourth and doing the catching, Seth Jones. Batting fifth and playing second base, Aiden Carey. Batting sixth and doing the pitching, and we'll tell you about him a little bit more coming up, Mattox Meeks. Batting seventh and playing center field, Luis Hernandez. Batting eighth and in left field, KJ Myers. Batting ninth and playing right field, Dominic Bruto. For the Commodores around the infield from first to third, it's Garrett Smith, Kyle Grusner, Joel Tejada, and Brandon Bragg. Out in the outfield tonight, it is Christian Neal, Diamez Ross, and Josh Dexter over in right. Leach's battery mate behind the plate tonight, as always, junior catcher Riley Jackson. Leach's first offering is right down Commodore way for strike one. Your umpires tonight are from the Central Florida Umpires Association. Jim Newborn behind the plate. Over at third is Tom Poland, and A.J. Duke is over at first base tonight. And immediately, Leach is ahead of the leadoff hitter, Graham, 0-2. Leach comes in this season, and there's a foul ball over the fence. Leach comes in this season 5-2 with a 1.33 ERA. This is his 11th appearance in 42 and a third innings pitched. He's got 37 strikeouts, giving up 17 runs. 8 of them are earned. And there's a shot up the middle, backhanded or actually off the glove of Grusner. That was a tough play, and Graham will reach with an infield hit. Zoom in just a little bit more on the pitcher and the catcher, please. That's going to bring up Tyler West. Now, you look at these two teams, and you know why one won 6 games during the regular season and the other won 16. The statistics support both of those records. Eau Gallie, one of the top, if not the top hitting team in Brevard County, right there with the Melbourne Bulldogs. Leach's first offering is high for a ball, but the Cudas come in batting almost 103 points less than does Eau Gallie. They come in batting 253 as a team. And that ball is popped straight up. Tejada coming in from left. That's going to drop for a base hit. That's Joe Elvis Tejada's ball. And right now, here in the top of the first and second, the Commodores got to shake the nerves out. And again, I wrote today, the one thing Eau Gallie cannot do here is look past this team. The Commodores have reached this point in the season. This is the 5th time since 2015 they've been here. They're 0-4 in the previous 4 stints. The last time Eau Gallie reached the regional semifinals or the FHSAA semifinals was back in 1983. Leach now with runners at first and second, nobody out. Dylan Schwartz up, and Leach turns and takes a peek back at second base. The Cudas will play some small ball, too. They like to bunt. They like to move runners around. They'll sacrifice. Again, they've won 4 in a row, including a district championship. The off-speed pitch will drop in for strike 1. Schwartz comes in this year batting .321, so he is one of the Cudas that have the higher batting averages. They've hit just 2 home runs as a team all year long, and only 16 doubles. They're going to want to balk. And they're going to call balk. And I think Leach was confused about something, and Bobby Collins is going to come out and ask what's going on as the home plate umpire is going to explain. I don't understand that. Tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Ace Hardware on Eau Gallie Boulevard, 590 Eau Gallie Boulevard. Ace is the place for the helpful hardware store. And again, once again, thanks to Ace Hardware right here on Eau Gallie Boulevard for tonight's broadcast. I also want to thank Cheryl Abdelis. And after consultation, the runners will move back, but that doesn't help my scorebook. No score here, top of the first. Cudas threatening. Runners at first and second. 2 hits. 1 an infield hit up the middle. The other a fly ball should have been caught. As the manager for the Cudas, first year manager, by the way, Antoine Brown. Antoine Brown, I don't know that he's happy with the explanation. I simply know that he'll have to accept it. As Schwartz, this is a lefty-lefty matchup as Leach is a left-handed hurler. Schwartz is a left-handed batter. The advantage generally goes to the left-hander. I'm kidding. The pitcher, you know that in the lefty-lefty matchup. I know you did. I saw the confusion on your face, Caleb. Bragg is in at third. Smith back deep at first, obviously not holding the runner on. There seems to be confusion between Hunter and Riley as the Andy Griffith theme whistles off in the background. Once again, tonight's broadcast brought to you by Ace Hardware, located right here on Eau Gallie Boulevard. So Jackson and Leach seem to have it together. Hunter Leach is throwing strikes, so that's not the issue here. 0-1 to Schwartz, the on-deck hitter, as catcher Seth Jones turns the bunt as Bragg comes right down the pipe there. He is standing about 10 feet away. Tejada covering third. Grusner over. Want to also thank Cheryl Avdelis as well for all of her help. 1-1 Leach. And that'll 2-1 is the count. 2 balls and a strike. Two on, none out. Top one here. Leach fouled straight back, and the count is even at 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Bragg will drop back a little bit. The outfield is about halfway from left to right. Dexter, Ross, maybe a little deeper. Leach, 2-2. And there's a shot up the middle for a base hit. And holding at third base wisely will be Graham. And with nobody out here in the top of the first, the new Smyrna Beach Cudas have the bases loaded. And here comes Ryan Houston out to have a conversation with his pitcher. So an interesting scenario here. I don't know what special sauce comes out of Ryan Houston's mouth in terms of what he tells these pitchers, but whatever it was he told David Morrissey the other night when he took that short mound visit worked. So hopefully, whatever he's got here, he's relaying to Leach. This break brought to you by Ace Hardware. You know, we're trying to turn it over here on Brevard Sports Network. Every summer we try to bring in new sponsors, and you know, I think we're growing leaps and bounds, and I think great local businesses like Ace Hardware should, would love to partner with them. All right. So if you're just joining us, bases loaded, top one. This ball is hit straight in the air to center field. Graham will tag it first as my goodness gracious, that's why Diamez Ross is headed to Florida State. And the Cudas will score run number 1 here on the flyout by Seth Jones. He'll pick up an RBI, first pitch swinging, and that'll bring up Aiden Carey. So couldn't be a better start to this one for the Cudas. And skipper Antoine Brown, as Aiden Carey steps in. Carey, a .241 hitter this year. 2 doubles, 7 RBIs. Runners now at first and second with 1 out here. And I tell you what, we talked about this the other night with Eau Gallie, or with Vieira and Melbourne. Several instances throughout that game, both teams had bases loaded or second and third with 1 or none out. And I think on both occasions played at a total of 2 runs. There's a high chopper. Grusner by him. That's tough. Around third and on his way to score is Tyler West. And the Cudas will take a 2-0 lead as Dylan Schwartz goes to third. That ground ball, an infield hit. There was just nothing Grusner could do to that once that ball took off the dirt. Now it's first and third with 1 out. And 2 in. So Leach here. Cudas carrying that mojo over Caleb. I mean, again, A team that won 6 games during the regular season has gone on a winning streak, captured a district championship, right? Sometimes you just that one spark. And that ball is hit in the right field. That'll score the third Cuda run of the inning. And with one out, still runners at first and second, 3-0. New Smyrna Beach on top. And that'll surely get activity going early here in the Eau Gallie bullpen. And there it goes in the form of David Morrissey. Leach will face Luis Hernandez. Leach comes to a set. And Luis Hernandez backs out. The last couple of hits haven't been cheap by any stretch of the imagination. Hernandez comes in batting .294 this year. He's got 5 RBIs. Put the ball in play and good things happen. That's exactly right. And there's a nice-looking bunt back to Leach. Leach swoops it up and throws to first. So they choose to go with the old bunt back to the pitcher to advance the runners to second and third, and that's going to bring up K.J. Myers. Myers, the left fielder, batting .163 this year. And if K.J. Myers puts one into the outfield, it may definitely just be the Cudas day. This is the 8th batter to the box here in the top of the first. 3 runs are in for New Smyrna Beach. And I think the thinking here is with 2 outs, he may try to bunt for a base hit. And that's the one. And there's a shot to Grusner, backhands over to first, scooped up by Garrett Smith, and that'll end the inning. But not before the New Smyrna Beach Cudas plate 3 runs on 5 hits, no errors, 2 left. We head to the bottom of the first. New Smyrna Beach 3, Eau Gallie coming to bat. Well, coming up tomorrow night on Brevard Sports Network, we know we've got at least one broadcast for you as the Melbourne Bulldogs baseball team is in action tomorrow night. They, too, will be playing for an opportunity to play in the FHSAA Final Four. If you're interested in sponsoring the softball game tomorrow night, reach out to me, please, at 321-693-7697 or email me at brevardsportsnet at gmail.com as we get set to head to the bottom of inning number 1. And so I told you I'd tell you a little bit about who's pitching tonight. And it's Meeks for New Smyrna Beach. He comes in at 4-5 this season with a 3.28 ERA. As a staff, they've got an ERA of 4.36. This is his 12th appearance this season and 47 innings pitched this year. He's got 41 strikeouts. He's issued 19 walks, given up 29 runs. 22 of them have been earned. Opponents are batting .294 against him this season, and he's got a tough assignment with the leadoff hitter. No doubt about it, one of our candidates for Brevard Sports Network Baseball Player of the Year, Diamez Ross, stepping in. And just to tell you a little bit about Diamez Ross, we always talk about Diamez's exploits at the plate. Watch how if Meeks throws him a first pitch strike, Ross is gonna get a base hit on it. But it's what Diamez has done on the base pass this year that has really been special. He's got 34 stolen bases in 27 games this year and needs just 6 more to tie, according to Brian McCallum of the Florida Today, Kevin Verpale from Merritt Island back in 1999 with 40 stolen bases, which apparently is the county record. So Ross needing just 6 more to do that. He comes in batting .566 this season. Obviously, that leads the Commodores. His 45 hits lead the Commodores. His OBP and his OPS lead them. And he is first pitch swinging and pops it straight up center fielder in and hauls it in for the first out. So got underneath to that one, and that's going to bring up catcher Riley Jackson. Jackson with a solo home run back in the regional semifinals in the first inning of that game as that sun is glaring in. It'll be down here in about 45 minutes or so. One out here. Eau Gallie's used to games like this. They may have 20 wins this year, but they've definitely been in some battles. That'll be high and inside for a ball to Jackson. Jackson took the team lead in home runs with that home run the other night. That's 7 on the year for Riley, who's batting .333 this season. 1-0 to the FSU verbal commit. Low and in the dirt, back to the screen. 2-0 to Jackson. Eau Gallie's just got to be patient, and they just got to battle. I wouldn't suggest giving up any more runs either. That'll be low and outside for a ball. 3-0 to Riley. Oh, you did it? Okay, thanks, bud. 3-0 to Jackson. Let's see if he's got a green light, and they'll call that a strike. That's just I'm going to go ahead and give that to you. That was ball 4. It was low and inside, clearly. And that's ball 4 as Jackson gets a 1-out walk here. And that'll bring up Brandon Bragg. Bragg's batting .466 this year. When you look at the heart of this Eau Gallie lineup, Jackson, Bragg, Smith, and Kyle Grusner, although Joe Elvis Tejada tonight jumps into the 5-hole, they've had an outstanding year. The 4 of an average of .346. Bragg's at .453. The 4 of these guys have combined to hit 20 of the team's 26 home runs, driving in 111 of the team's 187 RBIs. High and outside, ball 1. So that's 4 balls in the last 5 balls in the last 6 pitches from Meeks. And I don't know that either manager thought that their starting pitchers were going to go the distance tonight. The 1-0 to Brandon. And Brandon takes, and it's 2-0. Brandon was 6 round trippers this year for skipper Bobby Collins. Coach Collins in his 22nd season. 437 career wins for Coach. Meeks. That'll be a strike. 2-1. Good take by Brandon. 2 balls and a strike to Brandon Bragg. The on-deck hitter is Garrett Smith. The pitch, and that ball is popped up and out of play, and that'll even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes.
I saw Eau Gallie head football coach Chris Sands popping in while he's doing his preparation for.
Yeah. Say hello to Coach Sands, as the Commodores will travel to play their spring game this week. Game moved to Thursday night. That'll be low one. Oh, my. I don't think I would have swung at that 15 times over. Bragg turns around and heads to the dugout. That's out number 2 as Garrett Smith steps in. So this is a righty lefty matchup as Smith comes in. Power hitting first baseman Bobby Collins. Pretty blessed to have a power hitting first, third baseman, second baseman, and that ball is rocketed into center field. Jackson will hold, or Jackson's coming to third, and Riley Jackson all the way to third base on the 2-out base hit by Garrett Smith. And I was just getting ready to tell you that Garrett Smith this year was batting .269. That'll bring up Joe Elvis Tejeda, batting .314 this year. Joe Elvis with 7 doubles and 17 RBIs. And what the Commodores can ill afford to do tonight is leave runners at third base as Tejada steps in, first and third. Pitch swung on and missed, strike one. So we'll see if Smith takes off here to try to force the catcher's indifference. And if the Cudas have a pickoff play. Meeks fires, low and outside, and he does go. And they throw it. Oh, they got him in a rundown. Jackson, they're going to tag him out. And what a play. What a play by New Smyrna Beach. They went right after Garrett Smith, and it just didn't work. The Cudas, everything they're dialing up tonight is coming up good for them. And that'll end the inning on the throw out by the catcher. That'll be a 1-6-4 on Garrett Smith. And Tejada will lead off the next inning. No runs on 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the top of the second inning, 3-0, New Smyrna Beach. So it's going to be 9-1-2 for New Smyrna Beach as the Cudas sent 8 hitters to the plate in the top of the first inning, plating 3 runs on 5 hits. And so let's see what a 1-2-3 inning here would be, just what the doctor ordered between these two teams. Eau Gallie comes in averaging 9 runs a game. The Cudas 4.5. As I said, a .240 batting average as a team. Eau Gallie 336. Commodores with an on-base percentage of .472, a slugging percentage of .547. And the Cudas 380 and .284, respectively. But all that matters right now is what's on that scoreboard, and it reads 3-0. How did these teams get here? Class 5A, well, for New Smyrna Beach, a round 1 win at Rockledge, 5-0. And then, of course, Thursday night, upset top-seeded Lake Mineola. For Eau Gallie, it was an 8-0 win over Zephyr Hills and a 5-4 win over Cypress Creek. As Dominic Bruto steps in. Bruto, a .207 hitter this season. Bruto with a home run. He's got 1 of the 2 home runs for New Smyrna Beach. And 9 RBIs. That'll be outside for a ball. 1-0 to start. The pitch, high, ball 2, 2-0. Again, there was activity in the Eau Gallie bullpen. And that curveball drops in there, foul tip back into Riley Jackson's mitt for strike one. 2-1. David Morrissey bolted down to warm up. Leach. And there's a high ground ball. Tejada up and over to first for the first out here in the bottom or the top of the second inning. Garrett Smith, Kyle Grusner, Joelvis Tejada, and Brandon Bragg from first to third. Jackson behind the plate. Dexter Ross. And out in left field for the Eau Gallie Commodores tonight is Neal. So that is the fielders. Stepping up now is Matt Graham, who his first time up reached on an infield hit and scored. He squares the bunt. Strike one. The 0-1 pops straight up into right field. Playable. Dexter hauls it in for out number 2. As Tyler West steps in, who also had a pop fly single to drop between Tejada and Neal. He would also come around to score. So the Commodores 1 out away from going 1-2-3 here in the top of the second. Leach's first offering to him. That'll be strike one at the knees, 0-1. Just off the outside corner, 1-1. And there is a fly ball deep to left field. Back, and off the base of the wall and around first and stopping at second is Tyler West. The bad news is that New Smyrna Beach has a 2-out double. The good news, that ball didn't keep on going because it looked like it was getting out of here. If we had the normal wind we usually would have here, that's gone. So a break for Eau Gallie here as Tyler West continues his torrid tear at the plate. Want to say hello to the Eau Gallie Fire Department back there. You see them over there in the trucks. Caleb will show you them between innings. Once again, tonight's broadcast is brought to you by Ace Hardware, located at 590 Eau Gallie Boulevard. Ace is the place. Leach. And there's a base hit. And that's an error. And around second and on his way to. Oh! He's out. He's got. Oh, they're going to call. Well, what's they going to call him? Riley Jackson's hurt. And I think you got to slide, don't you? He should be thrown out. I thought you had to slide. This is going to be interesting here. This is going to be interesting as the Commodores bench goes over, and they are not and I don't blame them. You got to slide. You got to slide. We watched as and Jackson's a tough kid. He's up. I don't know what he called. I don't know what he called. Did he call? This is going to be interesting here as the three umpires get together. I mean, he turned sideways at the plate and lowered his shoulder. No attempt to slide. Absolutely no attempt to slide. Craig Bailey from Florida Today. That's just a great shot, Craig. Bobby Jackson not look, we saw from the Vieira Hawks, okay? Edion Espinal suspended for the very same thing. A play at third base. Edion Espinal got suspended for that. I know I'm right. And if this run stands, well, this might be the spark the Commodores need, too. Riley Jackson appears to be okay. That's the most important part. And I tell you what, that's not a smart play by Tyler West as the Commodores are coming off the field. And I believe he's going to be ejected and out. And he is. And that's the right call. That is the exact right call. That's an ejection, and he's gone. And sadly for Tyler West, if New Smyrna wins this game, he's out of the Final Four. Or maybe they haven't decided yet. Coach Brown doesn't seem happy. Bobby's walking away, so Bobby seems to be satisfied. We'll see what the call is here. You have to make an attempt to slide. You absolutely have to make an attempt to slide. So the way the rule states, and I think right now what they're discussing is intent. But the rule clearly states you cannot do that. You cannot run a player over like that. And if they rule he's out, then he's out of the game. That's an ejection. So we're waiting to see what the actual ruling is on the field here. Our umpires tonight are from the Central Florida Umpires Association. Jim Newborn, A.J. Dukes, and Tom Poland discuss. Yeah, it's a 2 full game suspension. You're exactly right. You can't block the plate. It's exactly what Edion Espinal was suspended for. And he's gone. Tyler West is gone, and that's a big blow. No, I think that's Tyler West. He did not have the ball, Mike. It was on its way in. I think the ball was there. The ball and the runner reached at the same time, and the runner made no attempt to slide. I know that you've got to slide. You have absolutely got to slide. Poor Edion suffered this same fate. I mean, he came back, but the point was, they lost one of their best players on a very similar play like this. It is going to be interesting here to see what the ruling is. Antoine Brown, the manager for the New Smyrna Beach Cudas. And I know there's other people around the county watching, too, to see what this call is. And I think the umpires are going to make the right call here, and there's no doubt about it. It doesn't look like that. Kyle Grusner's very happy at the moment. So Bobby Collins is just a class act. You don't win 437 games. I think Kyle Grusner has been ejected. Yeah, I think I think that's the other call here. Whoever approached that bench area or created any kind of a ruckus is ejected as well. So I think Kyle Grusner has been ejected from the game as well. So if you're just joining us, here's what happened. A play at the plate. As the Cudas take the field. So obviously the run is not going to count. Ejected from the game will be a Cuda, and it looks like Kyle Grusner for something unrelated from the play. But the runner did not slide. He barreled over the catcher. That's an automatic ejection. You can't do that. And so this is where we are. So that's exactly what's occurred here. Trying to get the update here from Bobby. See if I can get it from Coach O's. So I think Kyle may have, when they went over. Bobby, that don't count, right? That run. He's thrown out too, right? Yeah. All right. So just talk to Coach Bobby Collins. The run don't count. The player's thrown out. And like I said, unfortunately, I think so is Kyle Grusner as well. So great call by the umpires. They got together. They talked about it. And they made the right call. Outstanding job by the umpires to get together on that one. Boy, that was tension. But I think the Commodores will be forced to continue without Grusner as Joelvis Tejada steps in to lead off. So maybe that's the spark Eau Gallie needs. I don't even know how to score that. We'll get it all sorted out. But the bottom line is the run doesn't count, and it's still 3-0 as Joelvis Tejada steps in. Joelvis was at the plate on the throwout of Garrett Smith. In case you're watching, update the score for me. It's 3-0 New Smyrna Beach. They scored all three of the runs with 5 hits in the top of the first. Meeks, grounder, foul. And that is strike one, nearly into your living room there. That ball had hit a pebble. We were dead. Off-speed pitch drops in for strike two, and it's 0-2. And here's the thing, Caleb. This is the second inning. It's the bottom of the second inning. Boy, it's going to be tight the rest of the way. The tension is there. There's a little check swing, and that's going to go back to the pitcher who throws out Tejada for the first out here in the bottom of the sixth. And this is going to bring up number 25 as Grusner has indeed been ejected. I don't know what Kyle was thrown out for, but playing for Kyle is going to be number 2, Elvis Circus. So Circus will come in, and I feel horrible for Kyle. I mean, it's his senior year. I don't know what he did, so I can't assume anything. All I know is after that happened, some Commodores ran over towards the New Smyrna Beach dugout, and maybe something happened. I don't know. I won't speculate, but I know something had to occur for him to be thrown out of the game. So it's 1-1 strike to Circus now, who will take over for Grusner at second. And he swings and misses. Circus is a .273 hitter, and it's 1-2 strikes now. Just off the outside corner. Good job, though. I will say this, an outstanding job by the umpiring crew. I mean, it just was to get together and discuss that. I'm critical. I mean, I can be critical of umpires and referees and officials. And look, but I can also strike three, and that's going to bring up the sophomore Daniel Snowden. It's what we do, okay? I mean, I'm not mean, but if I think it's a bad call, I'm going to tell you I think it's a bad call. 95% of the time, they're right. I'm wrong, but right there, they definitely got it right. I've had many a conversation with Roy Holbeck the day after a football Friday about why I was wrong about saying a call was wrong. And I lived and I learned through that. But right there, yeah, you can't do that. And there's a shot to the second baseman, down with it, up and over to first. And as the Cudas did, the Commodores do too. 1-2-3 here in the bottom of the second as we head to the top of the third. Well, actually, they didn't. They went 1-2. We go to the top of the third with the score: New Smyrna Beach 3, Eau Gallie nothing. So just to recap, a player from New Smyrna Beach has been thrown out, and a player from Eau Gallie has been thrown out. The player from New Smyrna Beach was thrown out for running over the catcher at home plate, and the player from Eau Gallie was thrown out for something I don't know. So may have said something, may have done something, I don't know. I just hope, I know for the player for New Smyrna Beach, it's a 2-game suspension. He's gone for 2. All right, so, you know, you got to slide. You got to slide. And Mike Moffitt's right. You cannot block the plate without the ball, but you still got to slide. So we'll see here. We'll try to get this figured out. And a good job by both managers to calm their teams down. I mean, it really was. Bobby Collins, a class act. I mean, like I said, he just is. Bobby Collins. Todd O's was here. Coach O's has been around. You know, that situation was well in hand. Coach Antoine Brown for the Cudas was a class act and professional the whole way too.
He calmed his team and then immediately went to his parents and were like, "Hey, nobody."
Right. Yeah, he talked to his team, talked to his parents. So both coaches did an outstanding job with that. So and we do indeed have a new pitcher for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Tell you about him here. It's going to be David Morrissey, the young man that absolutely was outstanding the other night in relief. Morrissey making his 8th appearance of the season. He comes in with a 1.35 ERA. He's 3-0 this year in 20.2 innings pitched. He has struck out 33, walked 13, given up 11 runs, 4 of them earned. As stepping in will be Seth Jones. So I have to think it was Tyler West that was thrown out. What?
Brewster was the first one to run over Jackson, and so instead of projecting everyone that came off the bench, this is the first one that came over to Jackson.
I have to go back and look at it. High and outside for a ball. Came over to Jackson or came over to the bench? Because if he came over to Jackson, isn't he allowed to check on his player? Unless he came over to Jackson and with the player there. I don't know. I have to take a look at it, and I'm sure the FHSAA will. Well, the only issue I take with that, Mike, is the entire infield of the Eau Gallie Commodores ran in to check on Riley. So outside or a strike. All right, so 2-2 from Morrissey. So I don't know. I'll have to talk to Coach Collins after the game and see what's what there. Pitch, and the ball gets away, and it's 3-2 now. 3 balls and 2 strikes. want to thank the Florida High School Athletic Association, Ashton Mosley, and their great staff up there, Doris Mahoney. I tell you, they keep me in check. Popped up, literally, both in paperwork and in check. The kind you sign.
It's our money and we want it now.
Right. 3 balls and 2 strikes. No, they do a great job. They really do. I couldn't be more grateful to them. Morrissey's 3-2. Popped up. This time it stays in the playing field as Diamas Ross gets underneath of it, and he'll haul it in for the first out here. And that'll bring up Aiden Carey, who reached his last time up. That's 2 flyouts to the center fielder by Seth Jones. This is a Baltimore chopper back to the pitcher. Morrissey turns, throws, got him. And that'll be the second out here. Is he okay? Yeah, okay. So Todd O's was talking to him. Kyle Grusner is allowed to watch the game from the dugout. That's the good thing. Cannot play. That'll be a strike from David. Good-looking pitch there. High and outside. 1-1. 2 outs here. The sun has set on Commodore Stadium here. Curveball doesn't quite break, and it's 2-1. A little high there. Foul straight back to the screen. And Morrissey now has this to our first Deuces Wild situation of the game. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs, 3 twos on the table. What will the turn card be here from Morrissey, the junior, to his junior catcher, Riley Jackson? Maddox Meeks, and he fouls that off down the right field line. Just foul. The thing that I'm going to tell you, New Smyrna Beach, aggressive at the plate, swinging the bats. And like you said earlier, that puts balls in play. Morrissey. Strike 3 called, and that'll end the inning. That is the first 1-2-3 inning of the night for Eau Gallie. No runs, no hits, no errors, no one left. We head to the bottom of the third. 3-0, New Smyrna Beach. Once again, we'd like to thank Ace Hardware. Ace is the place of the helpful hardware folks, as located on 590 Eau Gallie Boulevard. That's funny how I'm just laughing. That was excitement there, huh?
And you know what? Again, there was only two ejections. That's a situation that easily could have led to.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
More than 2.
that could have been. Yeah, that could have been. That could have been ugly. The umpires and both managers was just a terrific job controlling that situation, especially in a game like this. You know, look, when I was 17, 18 years old, yeah, that's why I played hockey. I tell the story 1,000 times, all right? I played hockey because I could go get justice.
It would have taken a
The only thing that happened to me was I had to sit down for 5 minutes. 3-0 here, New Smyrna Beach on top.
It's
Mike got Alan Slaughterzinski. Am I in trouble? All right. Yeah, Mike, it depends. Hey, that was a great job by them guys, Eddie. Really was. Ed Dufresne. Who? He's on that side. Yeah. Ed Dufresne, the man in charge of Brevard County's umpires. Eddie and his crew do a great job. This is Neil Dexter, and this ball lifted down the left field line, and it tails all the way to the corner, and on his way in with an extra slide head first there is Christian Neal, and the Commodores are in business with a leadoff double. Josh Dexter steps up. So the Commodores off and running here. Dexter steps in with a 228 average. And first pitch swinging. That's the best pitch you get in high school baseball. I say it 1,000 times a broadcast. In high school baseball, you step up to the plate, first pitch swinging. That's the first pitch. It's the best pitch you're going to get. On most occasions. And that gets away, and on his way to third on the wild pitch is Neal. And the Commodores now, with nobody out here in the bottom of the third, have an opportunity to plate a run. Diamez Ross is on deck. Left-handed hitter facing a right-handed pitcher. Infield was in. Third baseman stays in. Second and short back up. Blew that one right by him for strike two. That was a good-looking pitch. Arguably his best of the night. Maddox Meese, a sophomore. 6'3", 170. Rocks, kicks, and fires as Dexter does his best BG's impression, staying alive, and the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes. Neal with about a 4-step lead at third, tailing into the left side of your screen high as Dexter works the count to 2-2. The 2-2. As he gets under this one, and this will go far enough to plate the first Eau Gallie run. So Dexter flies out to the center fielder as Christian Neal will tag up and score. So the leadoff double pays off for Eau Gallie as the Commodores get back to the top of the order with 1 out. That'll bring up the FSU commit, Diamez Ross. Diamez flied out to the center fielder his first time up. As we told you when Diamez came up the first time, we know he's a first pitch hitter. And if Meeks comes anywhere close to the plate with this, Diamez will be swinging. He does, and he pops it up, and that ball will get just out of play for strike one. And Coach Collins is telling him right now, Diamez seems to be getting under the ball a little bit. Listen to me telling a 560 hitter what to do, but I'm just watching Coach Collins. Ross with 45 hits this year. That leads the Commodores again on that stolen base trek. 34 in 27 games. Going after Kevin Verpale's record. That'll be outside for a ball, 1-1. Verpale stole 40 bases for the Merritt Island Mustangs back in 1999 when they captured the 99 and 2000 state championship. According to Brian McCallum of the Florida Today, that's the county record. Meeks, as Ross asked for and is granted time. Meeks steps, kicks, fires, high and outside for a ball. 1-2. Or 2-1, I'm sorry, 2-1. The on-deck hitter is Riley Jackson. The pitch. Nice eye by Ross, and he'll work the count well in his favor at 3-1. Coach Bobby Collins says of Diamez Ross, he prepares like a major leaguer. Watches film, just ready for the next level. That'll be a strike. 3-2. That's a good pitch. That's a good pitch. The umpires in the stands don't like it, but it was there. Now Diamez has to protect or take this one into the outfield. Meeks, the 3-2. Good-looking pitch, but just off the plate, ball 4. And now the fun begins because Diamez Ross will say hello to first base as he immediately turns his attention to focus on second. He digs in. Well, Riley Jackson steps in, walked his last time up. Ross with a 4-5 step lead right out of the gate, looking for that 35th stolen base of the year. Meeks takes a peek over. He's got to throw over at least once. He doesn't. Ross is gone on the first pitch. Forget about it. Off and running goes Diamez Ross, and that is stolen base 35 for Diamez. He's now 5 away. And the pitch, no chance whatsoever for Seth Jones. 3-1 here in the bottom of the third. Cudas on top of the Commodores. Don't be surprised to see him take that 36 base. Be ready. Meeks. It gets away, and he's going to take it. As Bobby Collins says, hold up. As the ball trickles away, he'll take the bag. That, though, will be a pass ball. As skipper Antoine Brown comes out to have a chat with his sophomore pitcher. 35. Diamez. And like I said, you come into a game like this, it would be just lovely to be able to have both your starters go 5. But I guarantee you that's the most either of these two managers were counting on their starters to go tonight. Now, I'm sure Coach Collins and Ryan Houston didn't think that they were going to have to go to Morrissey in the third, but look, they got a 1-2-3 inning out of it. And the Commodores now need to scratch and claw their way back into this or do what they've done all year, and that's have the explosive inning. Eau Gallie this season has outscored their opponents by 147 runs. All right, 2 balls and no strikes to Jackson. Jackson can tie. He is the tying run. Ross at third. We saw him try to steal home once. Here's the pitch. High and inside, and the count is 3-0. So it's the second consecutive at-bat that Jackson stares at a 3-0. He took the last one, which we thought was ball 4, called for a strike, but then walked on the next pitch. The 3-1 to Riley coming from Meeks. And that's ball 4. And the Commodores now with runners at the corner and 1 out. As Brandon Bragg steps in. Bragg struck out looking on a questionable third strike call his last time up. And coming in to pinch run is Parker Havel Ankin. I can't read Coach's writing. Parker Havel. Oh, thank you, sir. Appreciate you. Yes, sir. Parker Havel. Once again, we want to thank Ace Hardware, located on 590 Eau Gallie Boulevard. And Ace is the place here. Not just here, but now and always. First and third, one out. Bragg swung on, and he wanted to take that one and put it out there with the fire trucks. You erased that? Thank you, sir. The entire Eau Gallie baseball community is here tonight, as they should be. 0-1 to the power hitting third baseman, Meeks. And this ball is drilled deep into left center field. It is gone! And the Commodores, with one swing of the bat, take a 4-3 lead on a 3-run home run by Brandon Bragg. And they launch more than rockets here on the Space Coast as Brandon Bragg sends that one about 390 feet over the left center field wall. 4-3 Commodores. For Bragg, it is home run number 7, RBIs 32, 33, and 34.
Him and Jackson are both sitting out tied again for the home run lead.
Yep, him and Jackson are sitting tied for the lead again as Garrett Smith steps in and he hits one off his foot foul. Boy, he hit that one, and it was high and deep. The only question was it going to continue to carry, or would the wind knock it down? And no. That's his textbook looking up a power hitting home run, as you'll see at the high school level. Shoot, at the major league level.
There's a lot of major leaguers who wish they had that kind of.
That'll get out at a lot of major league parks right there. That ball went over the scoreboard. And Meek seems to have lost his rhythm, and he had one too. The 2-2 to Garrett Smith. That ball is lifted down the left field line. Charging is the left fielder, and that ball's going to hop, and that's a hit. And on his way to second with a stand-up double is Garrett Smith. Hey, it'll look like a line drive off the wall at the end of the year in the book. But there's still just one out as Joe Elvis Tejada steps in. Tejada, his last time up, grounded out back to the pitcher. Smith takes the lead at second. The on-deck hitter is Elvis Circus. I would imagine this could do it for Meeks. There are three pitchers warming up in the Cudas bullpen as the first offering from Meeks to Tejada is a strike. Earl Weaver once said, great pitching and 3-run home runs win baseball games. When we got the 3-run home run, let's see what Morrissey can do when he takes the bump. Meeks' pitch bounces in the dirt, and Garrett Smith's going to take off for third. Slides, safe. As he'll get a stole. Good hustle play there by Garrett Smith. See that little girl? That was funny. There's a little girl behind us just cheering away. Circus now, or I'm sorry, Tejada now, with Smith at third. The pitch, the infield's in now to protect against the run as this ball bounces off of the shed, hits Caleb in the head. No, I'm kidding. 4-3 here for the Commodores. A 4-run inning. A 3-run home run by Brandon Bragg. And the Commodores are buzzing. Here's the pitch. Low and inside. Ball 2. 2-2. This is it. But, look, the Cudas, they're a scrappy team. So the infield is in, protecting against what could be the 5th run with just 1 out. That ball is in the dirt again. And it's 3-2. You got that, right? Okay. That ball that was just brought back in, that was Brandon's home run ball. That's why he wanted it. You see him come get it? That's funny. Welcome in Brett Black watching. Brett, of course, president of the Melbourne Football Boosters Club, and great partnership with some work we do with Brevard Sports Network last year during the Florida High School Athletic Association, able to broadcast Melbourne High School football playoff. Brett, a big reason for that. 3 balls and 2 strikes to Tejada. Here's the 3-2 with Smith at third. And there's a shot past the third baseman for the 5th run of the inning. And Joelvis Tejada has an RBI. And Eau Gallie now with a 5-3 lead. And I would imagine that's going to do it for... Nope. Let's say hello to Mr. Charles Flowers watching, one of BSN's staunch supporters. Yep, that's exactly what it was a Bragg bomb. As Elvis Circus steps in. Circus struck out his last time up. Still just 1 out in the inning. 5-3, Commodores on top. Wait till after the inning. Nice bunt by Circus. That'll advance. They bounced the ball. They threw it away here, sort of. And the air will bring up Daniel Snowden was still just 1 out, and now that'll do it for, that's going to be an E, as we're going to get a pitching change here. So, with a pitching change set to take place, the Commodores so far here at the bottom of the 3rd has been the inning for them. 5 runs, 6 hits. 5 runs, 5 hits. 5 runs, 5 hits. 1 error. And we'll tell you who the new pitcher is here in just a second. Elijah Circus. Thank you. What am I calling Elvis? What am I calling him Elvis? My apologies. Elijah Circus. I don't know why I call him Elvis. My favorite all-time singer, but, Elijah Circus. All right. You know why? Joe Elvis Tejada. Yeah, all right. In my head. All right, the new pitcher for the new Smyrna Beach Cudas is, what's that, number 24? Where is he?
It's underneath in that folder.
In this folder?
Yeah,
No, that's a pitch count. I think I moved it. So the new, oh, right. Yeah, but I'm looking for their pitching stats. I'm sorry. That's what I'm looking for. I know it just didn't disappear on me. The pitcher is Aiden Van Ryder, the senior, but that doesn't help me in terms of, oh, it's right here. Filled a mistake for the Cudas. The new pitcher is Aiden Van Ryder, and this year for Aiden, he is 1-1 with a 6.66 ERA. He's making his seventh appearance. In 47 innings pitched, he has 41 strikeouts. He's allowed 29 runs, 22 of them been earned. He's walked 14, struck out 41, as I said. Opponents against Van Ryder this year batting just 176 against the senior. First and second, one out here. The Commodores lead the Cudas 5-3. As Van Ryder's second offering is a strike, 1-1. And there's a shot into right field for a base hit. Around third and on his way to score is Joe Elvis Tejada. And the Commodores plate the sixth run of the inning and lead it 6-3 on the base hit by the sophomore Snowden, who had an outstanding district tournament. Stopping at third is Elijah Circus. And the Commodores have officially batted around. This is what I always love. So when you got to scratch out the next inning and write in three, hopefully you're doing it for the home team. As Christian Neal comes in. Neal tonight, last time up, singled. Actually doubled. Second time up here in the inning for Christian. The pitch, he bunts a beaut down the first base line. That's not a squeeze, but it does score a Commodore run as Circus crosses the plate for the seventh Eau Gallie run of the inning. 2 outs now with Snowden at second. As we go to Josh Dexter. Dexter flied out to the center fielder, but he was responsible for plating the first Eau Gallie run. As Neal scored on the RBI flyout. 7-3. Eau Gallie on top. They trailed 3-0 in the first. And that ball is lined into the gap, cut off by the center fielder. Around third and on his way to score is Snowden. And the Commodores have now plated 8. And it's 8-3 Eau Gallie. Back to the top of the lineup in Diamez Ross, the 11th batter of the inning. Ross, his last time up, walked and then stole second, advanced to third, and scored on the Brandon Bragg 3-run bomb. This game's had a little bit of everything in it. We've had a good start by the Cudas. We've had, unfortunately, sadly, a couple player ejections. And now an 8-run third inning for Eau Gallie as those bats that we told you about at the onset have come to life. Ross swings and misses. The throw to second is late, and Dexter will steal the third base of the night for Eau Gallie. And Ross now with an opportunity to drive in a run here. 8-3 Commodores. Big inning. That ball bounces in front of the catcher. Good job by Seth Jones to block that. 1-1. Looked like a good pitch. Diamez gets the call. 2 balls and a strike now to Diamez. Two and one, 2 outs. Ooh, that ball, I don't know whether that ball dropped a tad, slid a tad. It did something at the very end there. And now we are back to another Deuces Wild situation. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. What will Van Ryder deal up the turn card to Diamez? Pitch swung on and missed for strike 3. However, as we head to the top of inning number 4, the Commodores send 11 batters to the plate, score 8 times on 8 hits. The big blow in the inning, a 3-run Brandon Bragg bomb, and the Commodores lead it 8-3.
Tonight's game, the 2022 FHSAA Class 5A Baseball Championship, is sponsored by the Florida High School Athletic Association. The FHSAA is a democratic organization with membership of more than 800 middle and senior high schools, all committed to ensuring that Florida's student athletes can compete fairly and equitably in the educational environment. The Florida High School Athletic Association, building leaders through teamwork, sportsmanship, and citizenship.
The lefty takes the mound again here in the top of the 4th. David Morrissey. And you really get the feeling now that the Commodores are in that Eau Gallie groove here. We were talking today to former Viera Hawk head football coach who's up in Georgia, Derek Smith, and we're talking about baseball programs in the area. And of course, you know, Greg Claiborne and Rockledge, they've done a terrific job. Coach Claiborne is phenomenal. And obviously Pete Donovan in his 23rd and final season. But the program over the last 5 years that has reached this point the most have been the Eau Gallie Commodores. They're 0-4 in the regional final since 2015. And last year really had the carpet pulled out from underneath them when they thought they were going to the Final Four. But a South Florida judge overturned a decision and forced the Commodores to go play a game that the FHSAA had previously said didn't have to be played. And Archbishop McCarthy would win it 9-2 as Eau Gallie, who thought they were playing 3 days later, was actually forced to play the next day, and they just weren't ready for it. They're ready tonight. I'd like to welcome in Mandy Goodell. Mandy, I hope everything's okay. Pitch fouled back to the screen. A ball and a strike now from Morrissey. Cudas bench still. That ball lofted down the right field line, but tails foul off the netting. Screen, fence, whatever. 1-2 now from Morrissey. To Luis Hernandez, on deck hitter is KJ Myers. Nice pitch, fouled in the dirt. Good job by Hernandez to battle. Coach Brown telling him turn that back leg and that hip and drive it. As a team, Eau Gallie with their 27th home run of the year. The pitch from Morrissey, there's a ground ball that also goes foul. And the count remains at a ball and 2 strikes here. Beautiful night for baseball here in good old Brevard County. And we'll have it again tomorrow night for you with the Melbourne Bulldogs. That ball bounces in the dirt, and the count will move to 2-2. 2-2. We'll have the postgame live for you tonight. This is a regional championship. Should the Commodores win, we'll log off and log right back on the Brevard Sports Network. We want to show you the celebration. Morrissey from the hip, rocks, kicks, fires, just inside. 3-2. Umpires in the stands with a little oohing and ahhing. There you go. And there's a ground ball up the middle, backhanded by Morrissey on the bump, and he'll throw out Hernandez for the first out here in the top of the 4th as KJ Myers steps in. Myers grounded out to Kyle Grusner back in the 1st inning. Brevard County with an opportunity to send 2 teams to the Final Four in baseball. I don't know. When's the last time? Ed, you don't remember the last time that happened? Was it? Yeah, that's right. That's right. That's right. Good call, Eddie Dufresne, MCC and Rockledge a couple of years ago. That ball fouled back and out of play. MCC, the last Brevard County state champ. Tom Dooley did that in 2019. In fact, Brevard County has not had a plethora of state champions since 1920. The county has reached the state championship game 17 times. That's a shoe ball. And in the end, 5 programs have won 7 titles. Satellite was the first to do it back in 86. Florida Air, Florida Prep in 93, and then again in 98. And then Merritt Island went back-to-back in 99 and 2000. And MCC in 2013 and 2019 that's 3-1. Tom Dooley won championships there. So those are your state champs in baseball for Brevard County. Three and 1 now to KJ Myers. Dominic Brutes on deck. That's a strike. 3-2. Antoine Brown, coach, says, now you're ready. Now you're ready. Now you're ready. Rockledge won a state championship in 2004 as well. Greg Claiborne. Popped up. Playable, though. Very, very playable. Riley Jackson. That wind wreaks havoc on those pop fouls, and Jackson stays with it. Obviously, no ill effects from the collision at the plate. 2 outs. And that'll bring up Dominic Brutes. Brutes grounded out to Joel Tejada his last time up. Yeah, so we've got what? Satellite, Florida Prep twice, Merritt Island twice, Rockledge once, and MCC twice. And that hits him. So that'll be an old HBP. And back to the top of the lineup with I have no idea who. Actually, this is Matthew Graham. Trying to see who came in for the young man that got ejected. Guess we'll figure that out when he comes up. (8-3), Eau Gallie on top. A big bottom of the third for the Commodores. 8 runs on 7 hits in the inning. Morrissey low and inside in the dirt for a ball. The on-deck hitter is going to be Logan Everidge, a freshman, going to get a crack in a big spot. Bragg in on the grass to pitch for Morrissey. Oh, goodness gracious. Morrissey has hit his second consecutive batter. As that'll advance the runner as Ryan Houston wants to have a chit-chat with him for a second. As the freshman comes in. What number is he? 15, okay. Harris this season, an .091 hitter. He's appeared in played in 10 games this year. He's got 16 plate appearances, 11 at-bats, 1 hit. So a big ask here in a big situation, but not of his doing. 8-3. Eau Gallie on top. So Ryan Houston, the last time he was on that mound and spoke to Morrissey, he came back and threw 3 straight strikes for a strikeout and then got a player to ground out for an out. Let's see what happens here. His first at bat. That'll be a strike. So Ryan Houston straightens out Morrissey. And Harris says, thank goodness. Strike 2, and there it is. So he goes from hitting 2 batters to now a 0-2 count with 2 outs here. Melbourne is home tomorrow. Talk about that between innings. Strike 3, and he does the same thing again. So after hitting 2 batters, Morrissey bounces back to get the third and final out here in the top of the 4th inning. Your score as we head to the bottom half of the inning. Eau Gallie 8 and New Smyrna Beach 3. Caleb updates the page. Yep. Excuse me. So the other night, that 6A bracket has been absolutely crazy. Vieira was the top seed in that bracket. And but the funny thing between those 2 programs was that the team that, between Melbourne and Vieira, the team that had won the district championship in the last 3 times, lost to the other team in the regional semifinals, and it was no different the other night as Melbourne got the win behind a stellar performance from Trey Wheeler in that one. The Bulldogs tomorrow night come in at 25-2, and caught a big break when, as a 5 seed after they lost that district championship, the 6 and 7 seeds in the bottom half of the bracket won their first round games. So Melbourne will host Winter Haven tomorrow night, which is absolutely incredible. So we'll have that one for you tomorrow night right here on BSN as well. And thought we were going to be able to do the softball game, but our sponsor for the softball game unfortunately could not come through financially. So if you're interested in sponsoring, give us a call at 321-693-7697. The Florida High School Athletic Association does charge for these games, and we do depend on sponsorships to help be able to bring them to you. Jackson takes a strike to start off the bottom of the fourth inning. And if the Commodores plate or get anything close to like what they got the last inning, they could be looking at a shortened affair here tonight. Jackson will look at ball one. One ball and one strike to the power hitting catcher. Van Ryder. Jackson steps out. Jackson hits this one a ton, but it's hooking foul. Well, I tell you what, had that stayed fair, that might have launched the Wickham Road.
We have our own battle of the home runs between Bragg and Jackson.
Yeah, right. And they're tied at 7. It's like Mail and Maris. In 1961, the pitch from Van Ryder, the curveball misses, and it's 2-2. Boy, he liked that pitch a little bit, didn't he? To say he tattooed that one would be understating that. That ball's begging not to be put back in play. The 2-2 to Jackson. Van Ryder high and inside. Ball 3, so a full count here to Riley Jackson. Looked bleak early. Looked like the Cudas were going to continue just to roll right on through the region, but scoring 3 in the first, but Eau Gallie put a halt to that. That one is hit and launched into right center. Back it goes. The right fielder calls it, hauls it. 1 out. So Riley with a long fly ball out, and that'll bring up Mr. Brandon Bragg. All he did the last time up was hit one about 380 feet over the left field wall, over the scoreboard, to catapult the Commodores into an 8-run inning with a 3-run jack. Bragg now with 7 round trippers this year and 3 more RBIs, reaching 36 on the season. Van Ryder's first offering to Bragg is high and inside for a ball, 1-0. Tell you, Brandon's got just a great eye. Usually when you're a power hitter, you know, your average suffers a little bit. Not Brandon, 466. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? The pitch. Yeah. Oh. 2-0. Two and one. Sorry, check that. Hitters count still for Brandon, as that'll be evened up at 2-2. He didn't like it, but it was he didn't like the pitch, not the call. But the pitch was a strike, and it's 2-2. If you're Van Ryder and you're thinking fastball, as this one is lifted into center field, high, and hauled in for the second out. It's a good thing he took a little off of that one. As Garrett Smith steps in. We talked about this early on, and just the luxury of being able to have a power hitting first baseman, power hitting third baseman, power hitting catcher, a power hitting second baseman, all that can also hit for average. Van Ryder, ball bounces in the dirt for ball one. There is two pitchers warming up in the Cudas bullpen. Garrett Smith's 1-0 is grounded foul down the first base line. 1-1. Bottom fourth. 8-3 Eau Gallie on top. What a weekend in sports, huh?
Seven or eight game sevens between two sports.
7 or 8 game sevens between two sports. Smith, good eye, looks at a ball. And you look at two of those cities, right? Dallas and Boston both had their NBA and NHL franchises playing in game sevens. The pitch as Smith puts this one in the shallow center, as that'll drop in for a base hit as the second baseman came out to play it, and it just drops in over his glove. So Garrett Smith aboard again with a 2-out single, and coming on. Actually, I thought he was pinch running. He's not. So Joe Elvis Tejada comes up. Joe Elvis with an RBI his last time up. Who didn't have an RBI their last time up? And there's a little slap down the first base line, but just foul. You might want to start using this between innings. All right. Just to be on the safe side. Nothing and 2 now to Tejada. Elijah Circus on deck. Van. Not sure what. All right, we're ready to go here. Tejada steps back in. 0-2 with 2 outs. 5-run Commodore lead here in the bottom of the fourth. The pitch bounces in the dirt. Off and running is Garrett Smith to throw down in second. That catcher has a cannon, bruh. I'm telling you, man, a cannon. Did you see that cannon? I cannot believe. Great slide by. That's just a good hard play, and I don't know what anybody's talking about here. That's just a good hard play. Man, what a throw! My good, that's impressive. Smith is thrown out for the second time tonight trying to steal second base. I don't know. I don't know what the hubbub is here. I mean, that was a good hard slide, a good hard play by both players. Man. I am shocked. That ball bounces in the dirt, and he threw him out. I mean, I tried it. I mean, he shocked me so much. I was like, I was watching a game with you. I was like, did you see that throw, bro? Yeah. All right. We head to the top of inning number 5. Commodores on top, 8-3. Wow. There you go. Well, you can if you talk. I'll talk. That can be no excuse. You got to constantly talk. You feel me? Once again, we want to thank Ace Hardware. Ace is the place here as we charge up a little bit here, making sure we can get all 7 innings in. I got it. Get all 7 innings in here tonight. I'd like to welcome in Kevin Buster Beal as David Morrissey returns to the bump for his 3rd inning of work. And this is Dylan Schwartz, and that pitch is ball 1.
19 Schwartz takes ball
1 and 0. Pitch. That's a strike. Couldn't be any better of a location there. That ball is shot, backhanded by Elijah Circus. Comes way off the bag. Good play. That's an infield hit. That's a good play. Throw just a little bit wide, so that'll be an infield hit for Schwartz. That'll bring up Seth Jones.
Number 18, Jones.
So Seth Jones steps in, the catcher, who we were just raving about. Let's see if his bat's as good as his arm. Lead off first, Morrissey, a left-hander. Pitch outside. Ball 1. 1 and 0 to Jones. Swung on and missed, and we're even up at a ball and a strike. No, I won't get an explanation for Grusner's ejection, unfortunately, until after the game. But I would imagine it has something to do with what occurred after Jackson was bowled over, Morrissey over to first. In fact, I would almost be willing to bank on it. He was allowed to come back to the bench. One and one here in the bottom of the 5th. High and outside, 2 and 1. Regardless of what happens here tonight, this is the final home game of the year for the Eau Gallie Commodores. Should they hold on to win, their next game will be in Fort Myers. Jones takes ball 3, 3 and 1. The Commodores, an interesting study in their year was we knew they could always hit. That we knew. But the pitching is the thing that we didn't know could be consistent all year. And it wasn't. It started off well, but then through the middle portion of the season, like from the middle of March till about the first week of April, Eau Gallie went 4 and 5, and over that span, gave up 50 runs. Pitch outside, ball 4, runners at first and second now. And I think watching Ryan Houston and Bobby Collins, now the reason it struggles is because of injuries. Buxton, Garrett Smith wasn't, I just trying to find that niche and that groove. Finally, about the second week of April, they find it, go 10 and 1 to close the year. And in the process, pitch 4 or 5 shutouts, give up 1 run twice, 2 runs once, and didn't have any issues with pitching until the first inning tonight. So, and not to mention the fact that starting this tournament off, Eau Gallie, everybody, played 3 games in 1 week. Swung on and missed for strike 1. And the FHSAA, with that strict pitch count, So Gallie really had to manage it. Ryan Houston and Bobby Collins. And they did a terrific job at it. 2 on. Jackson down to second. Pretty good arm himself. 0-2 now. Aiden Carey is the hitter. 2 on, none out. 2 strikes to Carey here. In fact, we were here when Buxton got hurt. Curveball just misses. 1-2. Eight to 3. Eau Gallie on top here. Top 5. 2 on, nobody out here. Cudas trying to mount a threat. Inside, and the count is even up at 2-2. And there is activity in the Commodores bullpen. Strike 3, Morrissey with a big pitch there. 1 out. Maddox Meese steps in. His first time, Meeks is 1 for 2. His first time up, he singled to right and then struck out his last time up. Morrissey's pitch way upstairs for a ball. One and 0 to Meeks. Morrissey comes to the belt. Rocks, kicks, and fires. Swung on and missed. Strike 1, 1-1 now. There's a look at Brandon Bragg, the man of the third with the big 3-run blast. Bobby Collins, 437 career wins in a 22-year career. Foul tip right back to the screen, and Morrissey has Meeks down. 1-2 in the count. 1 out here, bottom 5. 8-3 Eau Gallie up. An 8-run inning that saw Eau Gallie send 11 batters to the plate. The 1-2 coming from Morrissey. That ball is hit deep. Way back in the left field. Way back. Did he catch that? No. It's gone. A 3-run home run by Maddox Meeks. And all of a sudden, it's a 2-run game. 8-6. What a shot by Maddox Meeks. What a great... So a 3-run bomb has cut the lead to 2 here in the bottom of the 5th. It's 8-6 now. And that'll bring up Luis Hernandez. As Hernandez, a 2-strike home run. And that's just an outstanding effort out there in left field. To try, I thought he had it. I really did. At the knees for a strike. Did he call a strike? 1-1. I told you, they're not going to go quietly. They are scrappy. That's just the third home run they have hit all year long. And they've hit, how hot have they become? 2 of those 3 home runs have come in the last 2 games for New Smyrna Beach. The 2-1, and this one is hit in the right field. Nice job, nice track by Josh Dexter. And that'll be the second out of the inning. And that'll bring up KJ Myers. Myers popped out to Riley Jackson his last time up. This is likely it for Morrissey as the activity in the bullpen is heating up. A 2-run game here, 8-6 Commodores. Myers takes high for ball 1. Low and outside, ball 2, 2-0. Can't see who is warming up in the Commodores bullpen. I think it's Garrett Smith. Yep, Bobby Collins just got the nod. He's ready. As Ryan Houston is standing out there with him. And it'll be 2-1. Actually, I think and that ball is hit to the left fielder as Leach hauls it in for the third and final out, but not before. The New Smyrna Beach Cudas will not go quietly. They get 3 runs on 3 hits, no errors, none left. We head to the bottom of the 5th, 8-6. I think it's 33, and if I'm right about that, it's Parker Havel. So Parker Havel will undoubtedly be the man that comes in the next inning. See if the Commodores can add some runs to their 2-run lead here. 3-3. A couple of 3-run home runs in this one. You don't see that often in a high school baseball game. But we got it tonight. Perkins and Snowden due up here in the bottom of 5. So that I tell you that shot quieted down the Eau Gallie side of the fans. We'll see. Van Ryder, since taking over, has not allowed a run. As Tejada comes in, Tejada has scored a run, singled, RBI. As he steps in. Van Ryder to Joe Elvis. That drops in for strike 1. When they played Lake Minneola the other night, they were deadlocked with them at 3 in the 7th and ended up winning 5-4. 0-1. Strike 2. As Coach Collins tells him, got to be a 2-strike hitter here. Now you got to battle. 0-2, 8-6. Commodores on top. That ball, battle he does there as he fouls that off. Once again, we'd like to thank Ace is the Place for the helpful hardware folks. Located at 590 Eau Gallie Boulevard. I want to thank Cheryl Abdelis. The pitch from Van Ryder as he wastes one high for a ball 1-2 now. Strike three. As Tejada goes down on strikes, bringing up Elijah Circus. You don't get the feeling, maybe you do get the feeling, Eau Gallie may need one or two more here. The 6 runs are the most they've given up since their loss to Satellite. Strike one as Van Ryder is in a groove here. But as we saw last inning, so was Morrissey until he hit that top of that order. Just outside, 1-1. 1 ball and 1 strike. Strike two. I believe the athletic director at New Smyrna Beach is former Cocoa Tiger head football coach John Wilkinson. I know he's the head football coach up there. Strike three. And Van Ryder with his second strikeout in the bottom of the 5th. Daniel Snowden steps in. Snowden grounded out, singled, and scored tonight. There's a shot to the shortstop. Stays down on it, up, and over to first. First baseman dropped the ball. So that'll be an error to the first baseman. And that's the freshman over there at first base, the freshman that came in. As, you know, we'll see what happens here, but sometimes those things have impacts elsewhere. That's the freshman that came in for the ejected player for New Smyrna Beach. As Christian Neal steps in. Oh, it was an umpire ejection for sure. Mike, it was an umpire ejection. That much I know for sure. I just don't want to speculate without knowing for sure. I don't, you know how we are here. We don't speculate on injuries, and we certainly don't speculate on things like that. But I know 100% it was an umpire ejection. 0-2. Outside with the waste pitch. 1-2 now. 2 outs here. Foul tip. The catcher couldn't hang on. And Christian will get another opportunity here. Josh Dexter on deck. One and two to the left-handed hitting Neal. He fouls this back to the screen. Stays alive here. Wind blowing out to right field now. The fire trucks had to leave as the K's hang over the fence. Pitch popped up and out of play. Caleb calls for it and boots it. 1-2 now as Neal battles at the dish here. Bottom 5, 8-6. Eau Gallie up. 2 3-run homers in this game. One for each team. The 1-2. Ooh. I tell you. What did he play? That's funny. The 2-2. Strike 3. Got him that time. Van Ryder strikes out the side. As we head to the bottom or top of the 6th, we're going to get a new pitcher here, and it's going to, or no, we're not. No, we're not. We're going to stay with David Morrissey here. I know that Havel is already in the dugout, so I would imagine the leash is short for David Morrissey as Sweet Carolina plays in the background. Commodores here as Brandon Bragg, Joel Tejada, Elijah Circus, and Garrett Smith will man the infield as Leach, Ross, and Dexter will do it in the outfield as David Morrissey and Riley Jackson, the battery duo, pitcher-catcher, as we get set to head to the bottom of the 6th inning. So when you look at New Smyrna Beach, 6 outs for them remain. Dominic Bruto, Matthew Graham, and the freshman Ellis will step in. So as the gathering takes place, as the infield tells their pitcher, we got you, we got your back, throw strikes, let's get out of here and go to Fort Myers. I don't know what it's called now, but I know it used to be called JetBlue Park. I think the Twins have spring training over there. How about those Reds, huh? Cincinnati Reds last night lose a game in which they don't allow a hit, can't even get a no-hitter out of it because the Pirates didn't bat in the bottom of the 9th. Strike 1 from Morrissey. Bruto was hit by a pitch his last time up. That ball gets away from Jackson, and the count is even at a ball and a strike. One and one to the number 9 hitter. 2-1. And Bobby is out with his hat up now, and that's going to do it. I think he's seen enough as Bobby Jackson comes out, and he's going to go get Parker Havel, I think. Let's see who it is. And it is going to be Parker Havel. Parker comes on. Let's tell you about Parker this year, as Morrissey does a good job. Parker Havel this season. Havel will be making his 9th appearance for the Commodores this year. He's 1-1 on the season. He's got a 2.03 ERA. In 10 1/3 innings pitched this year, he has 11 strikeouts. He's issued 8 walks. He's given up 5 runs, 3 of them earned, 6 hits, Opponents are batting 158 against Parker this year. So the third Eau Gallie pitcher of the night. The night began with Hunter Leach, and we went from Hunter Leach to David Morrissey, and now to the left-handed Havel. So we stay on the left side of the diamond. Eau Gallie does. As we are in the top of the sixth. 8-6 Eau Gallie on top. Tomorrow night here on the Brevard Sports Network, the Melbourne Bulldogs and Winter Haven in the 6A-3 regional finals. Was hoping we'd be able to bring you the softball game as well, but sponsorship has unfortunately had to pull out of that one. So if you're interested in sponsoring tomorrow night's Melbourne girls softball game, give me a call, 321-693-7697, or email me at brevardsportsnet@gmail.com for more information and the cost associated with this. The Florida High School Athletic Association does charge for postseason broadcast. And we'd love to be able to bring you, we'll be over there already bringing you the Melbourne boys baseball game and the girls tomorrow night. That program, just an outstanding year this year. But the situation here, 8-6. Eau Gallie on top. Eau Gallie, all 8 runs in a big third inning that saw Brandon Bragg crush a 3-run home run. They sent 11 batters to the plate for New Smyrna Beach. 3 in the first and 3 here, or 3 in the fifth. And that's where we are as Parker Havel comes on to face Dominic Bruto, the number 9 hitter. 2 balls and a strike first pitch, and he lines it into right field for a leadoff base hit. And that's not what you want to do with the number 9 hitter. And back to the top of the lineup they go. I did not hear that Tanner committed to South Florida. I will take a look at that tonight. I'm going to get a little post up on it. I did hear that Rockledge Raider junior offensive tackle Bryce Lovett committed to Florida a little earlier today. Congratulations, Bryce, and congratulations, Tanner. Havel to Matthew Graham. Graham hit by pitch his last time up. Flied out to the right fielder and singled. He's 1 for 2. He has scored 1 run in the game. Nobody out. Low and inside, ball 2. I almost think you got to make him throw a couple of strikes here. I mean, you saw Bruto jump on the first pitch he threw. But I'd look for a strike here before I took the bat off my shoulders. And it's 3-0. 3-0 now. Matthew Graham is the tying run for New Smyrna Beach. And that's a 4-pitch walk from Parker Havel. And the Bruto will go to second and Graham to first. And this will bring up Tyler West. West struck out looking his last time up, singled. He's 2 for 3 with 2 singles and a run scored. And I think ready to go as well for Bobby Collins. It's going to be Carson Leeds. And I think I like the move right here. I like the move right here, right now. Carson Leach comes in. Hey, Sean, give me a call. Sean, I'll reach out to you after this game, buddy. I'll reach out to you. Thank you, Sean. Appreciate that. Thank you, Strike Zone Fishing. Actually, it's going to be Joe Elvis Tejada that comes on. Last time we saw Tejada, I believe, was against the Rockledge Raiders. He came on, did a nice job shutting down the Raiders lineup in a 3-2 Commodore win. A good one in that one. So Sean McKellen, Strike Zone Fishing. So we will have two broadcasts for you tomorrow night here on Brevard Sports Network. Sean, I'll be in touch with you right after this game tonight. I'll message you here on Facebook, and then I'll give you my number. Actually, here's the number you can send me a text here. What's my number? I got it. Oh, no, that's not it. We don't call ourselves, do we? 693. There we go. There we go. All right. Joe Elvis Tejada comes on. He is the fourth Commodore pitcher of the night. Tejada is making his third appearance of the year. He's 0-1 with a 3.71 ERA. So far this season, Tejada in 5 2/3 innings pitched, 2 strikeouts, 3 walks. He's given up 3 runs, 7 hits. All runs have been earned. So it's 8-6 Commodores here. As you'll see the Bulldogs twice tomorrow night now. That's actually a place where we can run our app where we can, we can't do it here. I don't know why, but I do want to thank Ace Hardware tonight. Ace is the place, 590 Eau Gallie Boulevard. Got an opportunity to meet Mr. Alexander, and a great guy. 8-6, Eau Gallie on top. First and second, nobody out here. Top of the lineup, up. This is a pinch hitter here. Harris steps in. Actually, this is going to be a junior, Anderson, pinch hitting. He batting 179 this year. Tejada. Strike. So Carson Leach moves to short for Joe Elvis Tejada, who takes over on the bump. 0-1 to the batter. Nail biter here. Tejada turns and looks back. Tejada's 0-1. Low ball. Nobody out here. Runners at first and second. Coach Bobby Collins telling Joe Elvis to have some fun here. Throw some strikes, have some fun. The 1-1 coming. Bounced it into dirt, and it gets past Jackson, and the runners will advance to second and third now. So it's 2-1, and there is nobody in the bullpen warming up. So it is Joelvis Tejadas to go get. 8-6, Commodores on top. Bounces it again. 3-1. The Final Four is state semifinal starts May 19th, which is Thursday. The 3-1. Oh, wow, he swung on it. What a break there for Eau Gallie, and it's now full at 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. First base is open, but you want this hitter. He is pinch hitting, batting 179. Tejada from the belt. Rocks, kicks, fires. There's a slow grounder back to Joe Elvis. Checks the runner at third and gets the out at first. Couldn't have worked out any better for Joe Elvis on that. You'd like to get him in 3 or 4 pitches, but you'll take the out and hold the runners. 1 out here in the top of the 6th. And this brings up Dylan Schwartz. Schwartz's 3rd trip to the dish tonight. He is 1 for 2. And they're just going to put him on with an intentional walk to get the force in any base. The tying run is at second. The go-ahead run is now at first. And this is going to bring up catcher Seth Jones. Seth Jones, the catcher. So Seth Jones steps to the plate. Jones singled his last time up. He's 1 for 3. Flied out twice to center and singled. He scored on the 3-run home run by Meeks. No place to put him. High for a ball. 1-0. Are you biting your nails? Because I know it's a nail biter. 1-0. Bases loaded. 1 out. Fouled back to the screen. The count is the ball and the strike to Jones. Jones came into the game batting .245. He's got a triple, 2 doubles, 17 RBIs. That leads the Cudas. Strike 2 as Joe Elvis Tejada drops one down. 1-2. Can't lose him now. Can't lose him. The 1-2 to the catcher. That one slips out of his hand, it looked like, and we're even up at 2-2. The ideal thing here, got to get this ball down anyway. But a ground ball, the Commodores can turn 2 here. We saw Melbourne turn a huge double play the other night against Vieira. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Bases loaded. Pitch. And that's a foul ball off the bat. Count will remain at 2-2. Game 2 hours, 22 minutes old already. A check, no, says the first base umpire, A.J. Dukes. And the count is full. There is no place to put him. The payoff pitch is coming. 3-2, 1 out. The pitch to Seth Jones. Got to be there. And that's a ball 4. They have walked in a run, and it's 8-7. And the tying run is now at third with the go-ahead run at second. And this is going to bring up Aiden Carney. Carney struck out his last time up. The on-deck hitter, Maddox Meeks. Tejada. Strike one. The on-deck hitter is the young man that hit the 3-run home run his last time up. 8-7 now. Still just 1 out. Bases still loaded. The new Smyrna Beach is alive and well. In fact, they've never stopped being in the game tonight. Aiden Carey struck out, grounded out, singled. He's 1 for 3. Fouled back and out of play. And Tejada is ahead of Carey, 0-2. I don't think you play with him, and I think this is what Riley Jackson is going out to tell him. Throw nothing to waste here. Bases are loaded. Let's get this out. You got to go mano a mano. Your best against his best. If he beats you, he beats you. And the other way around, too, for the hitter. Tejada's 0-2. He does waste one outside for a ball, 1-2. This year, Carey came in batting .241. He's got a double, 7 RBIs, 13 hits in 54 official at-bats. Tejada, 1-2. Here's the pitch. That ball is lifted. That may drop. No, it's caught. Nice job by Carson Leitz. And that'll hold the runners. It looked like it may have dropped. Leitz got a good jump on it. Great first step by Carson. And that's the second out. All right. Maddox Meeks is up. Meeks hit a 3-run home run his last time up. Two outs now. Bases still loaded. 8-7. Strike one from Joe Elvis. Tejada. High for a ball. 1-1. Can't walk him in here. A walk ties the game. 8-7, 1-1. 2 outs. Top 6. And here comes Ryan Houston to deliver his magic. When I say that, this very same situation, last time that Eau Gallie was playing Cypress Creek with the go-ahead and tying runs on the base, Ryan Houston came out, talked to David Morrissey, settled him down, and I would imagine the same conversations being had with Joe Elvis Tejada. Throw the strikes. Throw the ball over the plate. Again, if he beats you, he beats you. You can't, with the tying run at third, you can't try to pick the corners here. You got to go after him.
Trust the defense, which has been great behind him all night. Behind the pitching all night.
As Ryan Houston has said his piece, let's set the table for you. 8-7 Eau Gallie on top. Top of the sixth. 2 outs. Bases loaded for New Smyrna Beach. 1 ball and 1 strike to the hitter, Maddox Meeks, who last time up hit a 3-run home run. Joe Elvis Tejada is the 4th Eau Gallie pitcher of the night. 1 ball, 1 strike. Tejada looks in for the sign. He's got it. He rocks, kicks, and fires. Fastball blows it by him, chest high. 1-2. This place will erupt if Tejada can get this 3rd strike here. The 1-2. Strike 3 called! And Joe Elvis Tejada gets the 3rd and final out. We head to the bottom of the 6th with your score. Eau Gallie 8, New Smyrna Beach 7. My goodness gracious, Caleb. What an inning. As Van Ryder comes out to start the bottom of the 6th. And once again, stay with us because we will be live for the, I'd like to welcome in Chris Gallagher tonight. We will be live for the post game. Should the Commodores hang on to win and show you that celebration as well. I don't want to be premature and say when the Commodores win. Of course, you always want to think optimistic, but look, this New Smyrna Beach team, and I just can't say enough about them. Honestly, I can't. This is a team that won 6 regular season games this year. 6. They are 10-15 coming into this game. To get here, they have defeated the number 1 seed, Lake Mineola. They defeated the number 5 seed, Rockledge Raiders. You know what? Got hot at the right time. Have done some good things. You've seen, with the exception of 1 or 2 plays tonight, have fielded the ball well, timely hitting, and they're right in this thing, 8-7. The Commodores would probably do themselves some good here if they can add an insurance run or 2 as Josh Dexter, Diamez Ross, and Riley Jackson will come up. Bottom 6, 8-7 Eau Gallie. The Commodores looking for their first trip to the state semis since 1983. 29 years. Fouled. And the count is a ball and a strike. 1-1. They got to get right back at it Thursday. I imagine it'll be Garrett Smith should the Commodores get there Thursday. That ball is lined in the right field for a base hit. His 2nd straight. And the Commodores have a leadoff man aboard here with Diamez Ross coming to the plate. Ross tonight struck out, walked, and flied out. He is 0 for 2. He has scored a run and stolen a base tonight. His 35th of the year. Currently 5 away from Kevin Verpale's record. 1999 record of 40 at Merritt Island. Van Ryder, Ross squares the bunt and pulls the bat back for ball 1. Ball bounces and going to take a shot. There you go. Down to second base goes Josh Dexter. Seth Jones couldn't find the ball, and Dexter takes advantage of it. Now Ross, 2-0, with an opportunity here at either an RBI or a chance to put Eau Gallie with a runner at third and 1 out. Ross is quick coming out of the left side of that box, so if he lays anything down, it's going to be awfully tough to throw him out. Diamez steps out. Florida State University commit. He swings and misses 2-1. And I think Bobby's kind of looking at him. Come on, buddy, you got this. Just unusual to see Diamez struggle at all at the plate. Came in batting .566 tonight. 103 points higher than the next best guy on his team, who's also having an incredible year. The pitch, and this one is lifted into left center field. Left fielder comes on, calls it, hauls it. 1 out. And that'll bring up Riley Jackson. Jackson flied out to right. Walk, scored. Actually, 2 walks. Diamez just seems to be getting under everything a little bit at the moment right now, but you better believe he'll go back and watch some film on this, and he'll get it fixed. As I told everyone earlier, if you weren't watching, Diamez prepares like a major leaguer, watching film, prep work. Jackson steps in. Van Ryder to Riley. Low for a ball, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 1 out, bottom 6. Had that identical thing happen back in the first inning. The home plate umpire called a balk, and then the 3 umpires, who've done a great job here tonight, got together and reversed the balk call. Van Ryder. Jackson takes for ball 2, 2-0. Catching blessed in this county we are. Got some good ones. Jackson, one of them. Three and 0. Ball gets away, and down to third base goes Dexter, and there is that insurance run the Commodores, I feel, so desperately need here with 2, 3, and 4 coming up. And they're going to walk Riley Jackson, and that's a smart call. And believe me, it's not to get to Brandon Bragg. It is just to give them an opportunity at a possible double play ball here. Believe me when I tell you, this is no sign of disrespect. It's 3-0, put him on. That's one less pitch your guy may throw in the dirt. He's already thrown 2 in the dirt, allowing Dexter to get from first to third, right? So just put him on. And if you can get Bragg, who is a great hitter, not the quickest down the line, if you can get him to hit a hard ground ball, you may be able to turn 2 here. And he swings and misses. Strike one. I'm actually shocked that Coach Collins might not be putting in a pinch runner for Riley and taking a bag here with a catcher's indifference. But we saw that earlier, and Seth Jones just absolutely threw out Garrett Smith doing that. And there goes Jackson down to second. There's the throw. They cut it off, and now they got him. No, he gets back. What a play. They had him dead to rights. The second baseman hesitated on the throw. Had he cut it loose from the onset, they would have had him. And the Commodores catch a break. Now they need to capitalize. Second and third, one out. Bragg, they may as well walk him too.
At this point, yeah, he's not the guy you want.
You might as well get the force. You might as well put Bragg on. He hit a 3-run bomb off you earlier. And it's 2-1. I mean, if Dexter and Jackson score, it's 10-7. What's the Bragg run worth? You know what I mean? Swung on and missed. Strike two. 2-2. Shows you what I know, right? So let's see if Van Ryder can prove me wrong and get Brandon Bragg here. Bounces it in the dirt. Great stop by Jones. And it's full now, 3-2. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 1 out here. Bottom of the 6th, 8-7. Eau Gallie on top. Couple of insurance runs out there for Bragg. The on-deck hitter is Garrett Smith. High, ball 4. And Bragg takes first, and the bases are juiced for the power-hitting first baseman, Garrett Smith. 1 out. As Coach tells his team it's a force at any base. And there's the pinch runner for Brandon, or for, Riley Jackson. And it will be number 35, Lynch, the courtesy runner for the catcher. Sophomore. That'll be right down Eau Gallie Boulevard for strike one. Riley Jackson heads down to the bullpen to warm up, and he's got a little pitching pedigree in him. You remember his brother Trey pitched here. Trey had a good year at Eastern Florida this year. That ball is chopped foul. Trey had a good year over Eastern Florida this year. Started off as a reliever and worked his way into a starting role for the Titans. Riley can spin it, man. He can spin it. 8-7, Eau Gallie on top. 1 out, bases juiced. And there's a ground ball to first base. He goes home with it. There's one, and that's the only runner that matters. Textbook execution by the first baseman to get the runner from third to home. 2 outs now as Joe Elvis Tejada steps in. Good smart play by Seth Jones not to even try to go for that double play. You throw that ball down the right field line and all 3 runs score and it's over. So a heady play by the catcher. Good play by the first baseman too. High and outside, ball 1. Base is still loaded, so there is no place to put Joe Elvis Tejada. JT looks at strike 1. 1-1. Boy, the umpires wearing the red Cuda jerseys tonight. Sure wanted that one. I thought they had it. 2 balls and 1 strike. Boy, that looked good. The 2 fools Tejada a little bit. And now, boy, we really have a Deuces Wild situation, don't we? 2 balls, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Bases loaded. 8-7 Eau Gallie on top. Will Van Ryder's turn card be a ball and out, a strike? We're about to find out. He rocks, kicks, and fires. And Tejada also with his best BG impression, staying alive. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The turn card pitch. Strike 3. And what a job by Van Ryder to get out of that. The Commodores are held without a run. They leave the bases loaded. Final 3 outs, maybe, coming up for the Cudas. We head to the top of the 7th. 8-7 Eau Gallie. Riley Jackson on to try to close it out here and send the Commodores someplace they haven't been in 29 years, the regional championship, or I'm sorry, the Final 4. Jackson, normally the one behind the plate. Right now he's on the hill as he looks to close this out. It will be 7, 8, and 9 for Riley. Riley this season this is his 2nd appearance of the year. He's got an 8.40 ERA. Riley has allowed 1 home run, struck out 2, walked 3, 2 earned runs in 1 2/3 innings pitched. Coming up, if the Commodores hang on to win here, we'll have the championship ceremony for you live as Riley Jackson steps on. And Jackson, this is it. 3 outs, and the Commodores are off to Fort Myers for the first time under the guidance and tutelage of Coach Collins, and for the first time since 1983. Jackson takes his final warm-up tosses. All right, here we go. One-run game as Luis Hernandez steps in. Hernandez is 0 for 3, is grounded out to the pitcher twice and flied out to the right fielder. Everybody telling
Tom, gather him real quick, okay? No. After the game. Not now.
Hernandez
Yeah,
We got plenty of battery.
We just hit the 40% mark in the warm-up pitches, so we're good.
Oh, no. And Jackson hits the first batter he faces. As I know that hurt because he brings it. So that's as KJ Myers steps in. That's the third hit batter of the game by Eau Gallie. KJ Myers tonight, 0 for 3. Who's the catcher if Riley's on? Now, who's catching? Looks like it's number 4 for Eau Gallie. Cole Wilson, I believe. So the tying runs at first. Jackson with, don't know what kind of a move he has. Low, ball 1. Yeah, that base was stolen on Riley there. And now the tying run is at second. He took off running, and it's 2-0. I don't know how many pitches Garrett Smith threw the other night, so I don't know what their pitch count is, but there is a pitch count policy for sure. The 2-0. Strike 1, and that'll build some confidence in the junior. 2-1. That's all you got to do is just throw that pitch. That ball is lifted down the left field line, but foul. And now Jackson has battled back against KJ Myers to even it up at 2 balls and 2 strikes. Two balls, 2 strikes, nobody out. Tying runs at second base. Jackson. High and outside, full count, 3-2. Jackson turns and looks at Brandon Bragg and says, I just need to get one more here. One more strike. Let's see if he can get it here. I'm a betting man here. KJ Myers not swinging that bat. And it's first and second. The go-ahead run is at first. Jackson is the 5th Eau Gallie pitcher of the night. And Riley Jackson is going to come out as an opportunity here. See what happens here with all the player movement. And I don't think Garrett Smith can pitch. They're going to go back to Joe Elvis Tejada. as you hear somebody scream, he can't go back in. He can. The only player that can't go back in is your starter. I believe is how it works. Plug it up. So it's 3 balls. Well, that's a welcome, so. All right. Let's get you set here. So I believe he walked him, right? So it's first and second now with nobody out. The tying run is at second. The go-ahead run is at first. As Joelvis Tejada comes back on for manager Bobby Collins. And all kind of defensive substitutions taking place here now. We'll see here. Got a new shortstop. And Riley Jackson comes back on to catch. So Joe Elvis Tejada with a chance to be the hero here. If Eau Gallie can get 3 outs without giving up a run, it's off to the final 4. As you see the manager, Antoine Brown, and there's Coach there, and there's Bobby Collins there. All right, as the batter gets ready to step in, 8-7 Eau Gallie on top, nobody out, runners at first and second. As Tejada, I'm not sure why he needs so many warm-up tosses. He was just pitching, right? Good look at Brandon Bragg there, whose 3-run home run back in the 3rd inning sent the Commodores on their way to an 8-run inning. As Joelvis Tejada comes back on. Riley Jackson goes out to nail down the signals here. As we are ready. Here we go. Drama from Eau Gallie here. As Dominic Brucho comes in, the number 9 hitter. All right, pitch. That ball just misses for a ball. 1-0 to the number 9 hitter, Bruto. Tejada from the hip. The pitch. That ball is lifted into left field. What a play. Nice job. 1 out. And they got the double play. Oh my, the runner took off from second to third. And what a play by Leach to get him. And that's 2 outs. A soft liner into left field. Leach hauled it in. And then the runner took off thinking it was going to be a hit. Didn't hold up. And they were able to double him up. And now the situation has dramatically turned. 1 on, 2 outs, 8-7 Commodores. And the batter back to the top of the lineup in Graham. Tejada There's a line drive. Oh, it gets over the head of Bragg. And how big it was that play by Leach. Wow. How big was that play?
That saves a tying run.
By Neil. I keep calling him Leach. Neil. 2 on. Outside for a ball. Christian Neal with a couple of good plays in these playoffs here out and left field. 1 out here to go, and Eau Gallie will advance. High and inside for a ball, 2-0. The tying runs at second. The go-ahead runs at first. The batter is freshman Jay Kolominko. He comes in batting .300 and just 9 games played this year. Tejada, 2-0. High for a ball, 3-0. You can't worry about it. You just got to go get him. My goodness gracious, you could cut the tension with a knife. 3-0, Tejada to Kolominko. Strike 1. And the freshman thought he had him a walk. Really thought he had him a walk. He threw the bat and all. 3-1 for Joe Elvis. Got to get him here. The 3-1. High and inside. The bases are loaded. This is going to bring up the sophomore, Schwartz. Schwartz, a couple of hits tonight and a run scored for New Smyrna Beach. 2 outs, bases juice. It was Christian, I apologize. Commodores on top, 8-7. Strike 1 from Joe Elvis. Bobby Collins pacing. Tejada from the hip. Kicks. There's a shot. Backhanded throws. The first. Got him! And for the first time since 1983, the Eau Gallie Commodores are regional champs. What a play by the shortstop who came in as a defensive substitution, and Eau Gallie. What a play to end that one. Backhanded.
Guys, stay in the dugout.
What a game. As the Commodores run out to greet the pickup truck brigade, they are, for the first time, really ever, because in '83 it was a sectional thing, they are, for the first time ever, regional baseball champs.
You want to stay with that one, or I this already tagged up?
I'll stay with this one.
Okay, no problem.
I'm here.
Just want to make sure.
Can you give me a microphone that I could use? Ace is the place. Thank you, Ace Hardware. As the Commodores plug up the microphone here. Tomorrow night, the Melbourne Bulldogs will look to do the same. The man that made the play.
Atta baby. Good game. No way pitch. How baby? Get ready. Get ready.
States, baby. Let's go. Come on, let's go.
No panic in you there, huh?
That's why we take the ground balls.
JT. Hold it. Oh my God.
Regional, Class 5A, Region 3 champions, or Quadrant 3, whatever FHSAA calls them these days. What a game. As the Commodores
One more pass.
29 years, the Eau Gallie Commodores, as they'll set up to take a team picture, I'm sure. They'll head out to the outfield, but what a great job tonight. And I'll tell you what, nothing is easy if you're the Eau Gallie Commodores. You know, it's funny because you go back to last year at this time, on my Facebook memories that popped up today, the unbelievable thing that popped up was I was doing a report, and we're going to talk to some of the Commodores coming up, but I was doing a report 1 year ago on this day, updating the community on the situation with Archbishop McCarthy when the Commodores thought they were going to the Final Four, and then the South Florida judge ruled that they had to go down south and play, and they did, and they didn't fare well. The Commodores have been down to South Florida 4 times since 2015 and came back 0-4 every time. There just felt something special about this one. Greg Bailey, you the man. There just felt something special about this coming into today. It wasn't easy. The Cudas were going to do everything that they could to make this difficult. Again, they had beaten Rockledge. They had beaten the number 1 seed in Lake Minneola. So, and jumped out to a 3-0 lead. But those bats, the thing that has carried the Commodores all year long, once again does it tonight with 8 runs, and it's the only 8 runs in that, or the only runs of the game they scored were in that third inning, and the Commodores go on to win 8-7 and capture really what is their first ever regional championship, because in 1983 it was, I don't know, it was weird how they did it, but you only had to win 2 games to go play in the state semi. So for all intent and purpose, this is their first ever regional championship. So congratulations to Bobby Collins, who picks up his 438th career win tonight, and it's a big one. It's a big one. What a game as we wait on Coach as he talks to his team. Tomorrow night, we'll see if the Melbourne Bulldogs can head over. Once again, we want to thank Ace Hardware. Ace is the place. But for the Commodores, it'll be Fort Myers Thursday. This game had it all. Had it all tonight. Right. As we wait on Eau Gallie, and we'll update you, of course, tonight. Now, baseball isn't the only thing going on. Softball tomorrow night, Rockledge softball plays, Melbourne softball plays, and Vieira softball plays tomorrow night. So the girls have 3 opportunities. Now, they're not in the regional finals. They're in the regional semifinals. Tomorrow night's game is just round 2 in softball as we wait on Bobby and the Commodores. 6 pitchers tonight, 5 pitchers used, 6 different times in the game. As we wait on skipper Bobby Collins here. You just got to feel good for Bobby. Yeah, this game had it all tonight. Ejections, it had intensity, it had 3-run home runs, outstanding pitching at times, great defense at times. I mean, just, it had it all. So I would say a first-time regional championship, but the second time reaching the state semifinals. For the Eau Gallie Commodores program. Rounder backhanded.
Except for the part where I needed to.
What's his name? Carson? By the way, the shortstop, first time all year he's played that position as the Commodores go and hug their player as we wait on Bobby Collins. Bobby Collins coming over for the interview. Come on over, Coach. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Coach, first of all, congratulations here with Bobby Collins. And, Coach, man, this thing had it all tonight, didn't it?
Yeah, yes, it did. It didn't stick to our game plan. Our game plan was to punch them early, and they punched us early. And you know what? And then David came. Leach didn't have his best stuff, for the game start-wise, and he's been here all year for us. So it is what it is. But I'll tell you, David came in and got us out of a bad situation and kept the score where it was, and then we started swinging the bat.
For you, Coach, this is the 5th time since 2015 you've been in this game.
Yes,
and I know you can go probably through inning by inning, pitch by pitch of the other 4. How much of a relief is this for you to finally get this one?
You know what? I know people talk about that all the time, and I'll be dead honest with you. It's never about where we get there. I'm so happy for those guys, what they did to get there, to be honest. That's what I wanted for every team that didn't make it, was for them, because they worked their tails off for 11 months to get to this spot.
Right.
And this time, it rolled in our favor. Right. You know what I mean? And it rolled in our favor because they didn't give up. They willed it the whole way.
Yeah.
And that's what made the difference. It was one of those where that team made a mistake, and it happened during the year, probably form a bunch, but they stayed together. They played a great game all the way through. They were on a hot streak, and we just stayed together as a family team-wise. And it was just I'm just so proud of them, what they did, and they battled the whole time, man. It's so awesome, man. I'm so happy for Eau Gallie. Obviously, principal, all of us as Eau Gallie community-wise, to get a chance to see these kids go down to the Final Four. They deserve it, man.
I said today that the baseball gods have not smiled on you guys over the last year, and they just haven't. Last year, and then I felt coming into this thing that the baseball gods didn't smile, but tonight they did, Coach. You got a guy playing shortstop that hadn't stepped out there all year long, and he backhands one like Ozzie Smith and makes the 3rd and final out.
Yeah, when he hit that ground ball, it's kind of one of those, you're like, 2. And he comes up, and I was like, oh, my God, he's thrown across the diamond. And he threw a perfect strike with a howitzer across the diamond, man. For a kid, how awesome is that? You're JV all year long. You came up on varsity to get some work with us.
Who is he?
Colton Lynch.
Colton Lynch.
And it's just one of those things where all year long he wanted to be up here, and his butt got up here, and all of a sudden, boom, bam. There it is. The moment was slow, and I can't thank you enough for always believing in us, dude. It's just so cool for these guys. And like I said, I told them out there, that's the effort we're going to need. It's not over yet. We got to do another job, but God, it is a relief for the program to get back there again.
The first time since 1983 the Commodores go back to the Final Four. And you know what? Really, as I told you earlier, for all intent purposes, the way it was done back then, this really is their first ever regional baseball championship, because you only had to win 2 to get there back then. It was a sectional thing. I don't know. But for me, I love the way this team played, the grit, the gusto, and they deserve to be one of the 4 teams standing in 4As.
For all the alumni, man. Yeah. For all the alumni that came through here for my 23 years, whatever heck it's been, but for all those guys that worked their tails off to try to get here, I couldn't tell you how many text messages I got before the game today. Finish the deal, Coach. Get your guys' butts there, and it was awesome. So I can't say it enough to everyone here. The fans were incredible. How about that right field lounge out there?
The fire department was here.
Fire department was on ladders. I mean, that's what this community is all about. Right. And they got what they deserved. And thank God. And I thank you again.
Yeah, no, Coach, congratulations. I'm going to get Bragg in here. Way to go, Brandon. Let me get you in here, man. I've talked to you all year long. Congratulations tonight on this. Man, I tell you, you guys don't make anything easy, but you get it done. And I think that's the bottom line, right?
Yeah, the hitting's contagious. We get down early in this one, and the hitting just came through, clutch points.
You're okay. All right. Thanks, Mr. Humble. But you hit one close to 400 feet tonight, 380 tonight. A Bragg bomb tonight. Take us through that at bat that catapults this team to an 8-run 3rd inning that sends 11 batters to the plate.
Oh God, I'm just so fired up right now. I can't even speak. It was just the approach. I got down in the account early. Fouled a few pitches off. I think I was out in front.
Yeah.
Got jammed also on one. I was just looking for a pitch in the zone, trying to not chase, and
You got it.
got a hold of it.
Got a hold of it. What does it mean? And Coach Collins is so happy for you guys and the way you guys work. But I got to ask you, you know how much time he's got in this program, 23 years. You know the heartache that this program has experienced in terms of, for example, last year and the way even the seedings worked to start this year. What does it feel like to be able to go get this one for him?
It's a big one. It's a big one. I know Coach feels it. I know for sure our seniors feel it. It's just a big one, and we're all excited. We're ready to go to Fort Myers.
Business to still handle, right?
Most definitely. Job not done.
Yep. Go take care of your job there, buddy. Thank you. Brandon Bragg as the Eau Gallie Commodores advance to the 5A Final Four. Well, will they be the first of two or the only Brevard team to do it? Tomorrow night you'll find out as the Melbourne Bulldogs will take on Winter Haven tomorrow night. Congratulations to the Eau Gallie Commodores. A gutsy performance here tonight with an 8-7 win. For Caleb Brown, I'm Alan Slaughterzinski. Once again, your final score, Eau Gallie 8, the Cudas 7. And for the first time since 1983, the Commodores are headed to the Final Four. Have a great night, everybody. And please, as always, make it a sports night.